Nescafe Gold Blend. Rich aroma. I think it's Tesco coffee, actually. Welcome back to Retro Dregs, the bottom of the gaming barrel, where today I thought I'd talk about NES games. Yes, I'm going to be talking about some of my favourite NES games that mean a lot to me, bring back a lot of good memories, I have a lot of nostalgia for. To this day, some of them are still even brilliant. Before we do that, another brilliant thing that you could do is just leave a like on this video. That'd be nice. It would be friendly. It's such a little thing, but it means so much. It would show me how much you care. I just bit my tongue. Oh, I've got such a fat tongue. The first two games I'm going to talk about are the games I received with my Nintendo Entertainment System on Christmas Day 1990, and that is Super Mario Brothers, which was boxed in with the console, and also Double Dragon 2 The Revenge, which was the game I asked for because I knew I was having a Nintendo for Christmas. So Mario was like a nice treat. I didn't know the console was going to come with any games, so this is of course a classic. I mean, I don't think anything needs to be said about how good and how fun this game is. A lot of good memories playing that one, and eventually getting to a point months down the line where I could actually master it. But I do remember getting so angry with this game I tore up the instruction manual. But that was last week, and it doesn't matter now because I'm over it. The game I knew I was getting from my uncle was Double Dragon 2 The Revenge. So I had played this around a friend in the village's house. That's when I knew I wanted a Nintendo. I don't think I'd ever played anything quite like it at home. I'd seen it, these sort of games in the arcade, but never at home. So this is one I remember asking for, my uncle then getting for me. Is a game I return to pretty much every year because it's on the NES Mini as well. It's an absolute belter, and really iconic box art. It looks great on the shelf. I've managed to keep it in lovely condition. It's obviously all these games are in box protectors now to make them last a little bit longer, but this is the one. Next game I wanted to talk about is Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. So again, this is a game I think I played it around a friend's house or borrowed it, and really liked it. Really good fun, and again a two-player game that I could play with my little brother, and it's actually a game I carry a little bit of guilt. So I got it for my birthday, I think in 91, 92, whenever it came out, and I finished it the day after my birthday, and I felt like quite guilty about that these games adjusting for inflation were expensive back then, and it was only Christmas or birthdays where I would get these games. So to finish it like the second day of owning it, I felt like really quite bad about that, but I never mentioned it, never said anything, and I've kept it, and it's really good fun to play now. It still is pretty easy. It's a game I finished quite recently on the Saturday Morning Disney Collection on the PlayStation. Really fun to revisit, and again, just terrific box art. Next up is another Capcom game, and that is Little Nemo, the Dream Master. This is a game that I never owned at the time, but there was a lad in the village where I grew up who had it, and we used to all lend each other Nintendo games. There were quite a few people I went to primary school with, so we could all swap games and enjoy other games without breaking the bank of mum and dad at the time. And this is one that I'd borrowed, and it is a game I finished back in the day. It's not necessarily a property I knew a lot about. I know that it is a book and an animated film, which I think this game is based on, but it wasn't necessarily a property or a story I was familiar with. Again, you know, it's Capcom. It just a brilliant platform game, you know, for the time. Amazing graphics. I do remember finishing it at the time of borrowing it, and it's a game I always wanted to revisit at some point and pick up, and I was able to get a lovely copy of it, fully boxed with manual and everything for the collection, quite recently, again under my £50 limit, which was a bonus. So yeah, Little Nemo the Dream Master is worth your time. The next game I'm going to talk about is Mario 3, but you can't talk about Mario 1 and Mario 3 without talking about the difficult second album, Super Mario Bros. 2. Now this is a game that's certainly grown on me. I do remember playing this at the time and it felt off. And I'm not going to go into the story of this game's origins. You know, there's a million videos about that. Everyone knows the story about how this was turned into Doki Doki Panic for Japan because this is too difficult for them. But everyone knows the story that this was a different game before it reached us in the West. The way it plays is so different to Mario Brothers, and then where it would go back to then with Mario 3 and World and so on and so forth. I did finish it on the NES when I borrowed it. I think I had like a Nintendo Power, you know, the free one that you could send off. If you joined Club Nintendo, you got a magazine back, and I think it did have some kind of walkthrough for this in there, and I followed it. And then it was only when it was released then on the Super Mario All-Stars for the SNES that I revisited it again, and that's where I really grew to appreciate it and enjoy it for what it is. So it's not one I owned at the time, but one I picked up a couple of years ago at a gaming market in Leeds for, you know, I think it was like a tenner or something. But yeah, the box is on the surface level, it looks like it's in great condition, but it does have a massive cutout hole in the back. Mario 2, that's my thoughts. But yeah, this was the one. Mario 3, 1991, I think this was released, and it had come out in Japan in like 1988. So while we were getting this in Europe, the world was just about to get Super Mario World as well, so we were very much behind. I remember the advert with all the people in the tracksuit shouting Mario, and then it would zoom out. It would be Mario's face in the United States. Yeah, I remember my dad getting home from work and opening his suitcase, and this was inside. So this is my original copy. It's still got the price tag on it, $39.99, which, you know, sounds super affordable. You go on the Bank of England's website and adjust for inflation, it works out at £92.80. It meant so much at the time anyway. But I mean, when you're 10 years old, you have no concept of money and the value of things, and like, it just makes me appreciate this gift from my parents like even more. Like, that's like nearly £100 for that. I played this. I played it through. It was crazy. I remember it taking me months to beat it. But a game, you know, I still adore and love. It's still probably the best Mario game, in my opinion. Again, Box Protector makes this rather battered version look like it's in much better condition than it is. And again, iconic, simple, quite uniformed as a trilogy. But yeah, Mario 3, I mean, just play it, it's terrific. And then that brings me on to the last game to discuss, and that is Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles. I mean, what is there to say? There's lots of videos on YouTube about this over the decades, about how difficult and unfair it is. Not a game I owned growing up, but a game I borrowed quite frequently from other kids I grew up with. And I did finish it back in the day. I also remember completing the Atari ST version and the Spectrum version around friends' houses. But this one was tough. I do remember it being tricky. You know, the dam is the stuff of gaming legends and nightmares. But it is possible. You can beat it. I doubt I could do it now without a bit of help. I know the Cowabunga collection allows you to just sit back and watch these games being played, and then you can jump in at any time. But I'm just not sure if I have the patience or the time to try and play this now. Again, iconic artwork. Even though it's a Palcom game, it is a Konami game. It uses the comic art that was also used on the LCD game that Konami released as well, which is around here somewhere. And when you're a kid and your main exposure to the Turtles is through the cartoon where they've all got the different colour bandanas, it's quite a confusing box to see them all wearing red and thinking, oh, like, why are they all dressed like Raphael? But it is like superb comic book art where, you know, its origins are in the black and white comics that were first produced, where they did just all have one colour. You know, it was the cartoon that added the blue and the purple and the orange to distinguish them and make them more palatable for the younger audience. I think it's superb that Konami chose to use that iconic art on the box. And of course, heroes in this country, because ninjas are or were considered bad, wholly more acceptable in 2025 to have a ninja turtle rather than a hero turtle on your doorstep. So there we go, a couple of my favourite NES games. If you're of a similar age to me, maybe you've played through all these, or games that you'd like to have a go of. It would be great to hear your thoughts, and let me know what some of your favourite NES games are as well. I'll be sure to check out the comments and read them and see if there's anything for me to discover in there as well, or maybe you have fond memories of these games like me. As always, thank you very much for watching. Do remember to drop this video a like and subscribe if you are so inclined, and I'll see you on the next video. Thank you very much.